Good morning and welcome to Today in LA. I'm Mike Amos speaking to you from our studios on South Frontage Street in Troy, Alabama, where we start a Monday, the 24th day of October, and boy, this month is just flown by. Brought to you by Hook's Barbecue, the best barbecue in the land is Hook's Barbecue, and we appreciate all of our good friends that have encouraged so many people this week to start back, getting back on the Auburn bandwagon. The Auburn Tigers this week are playing the Arkansas Razorbacks in what a lot of people think is is coming down to whether or not the Auburn coach will stay at Auburn or will finish the season out. And I'm quite sure a lot of Auburn fans are hoping that Auburn can get back on the winning trail, and I think they do. I think they got a shot at the Arkansas Razorbacks this weekend. It's in a game that, like I said, could save the coach's job for at least for the rest of the season. Of course, we've got a lot of ball games to talk about today, and I am the winner of this week's contest. I ended up with winning overall, and was 29-10. My little Mike was 26-13. Forrest Lee was 24-15, and the great Steve Camp was 23-16 as he walks down the losers bracket. And of course, we got a lot of sports coming up. You know, Troy. Thank goodness. I'm sure Coach and all the Troy people are glad to be able to look at a open date to sort of rest some of the wounds from the first 8 ball games. And of course, Troy sitting in good shape right now in the Sun Belt Conference, and again, this needed a break to sort of heal some of the injuries and get back in shape for the final 5 or 6 ball games. Good morning, y'all. Today in L.A.
Good morning.
Mike, we were talking about earlier, a lot of people think that if Auburn can come through with a win this weekend, possibly could save the coach's job. What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I don't see him beating Arkansas, to be honest with you. Arkansas got a better quarterback, better offense, and I mean, defensively, I mean, they're going to give up some points.
But, you know, they're playing against 86,000 rabid fans, though, Mike. 86,000 rabid fans.
Auburn has 88, but I don't think they'll have 88 there.
Do you think if I went over there, I could get a ticket?
Oh, no doubt.
Hey, I might go over there. I like the atmosphere. My 2 of my best buddies on this earth are big Auburn fans, the Wise boys from and of course they'll be over there with their motor home. And you know, I tell you what, you go over there, you can eat good, buddy, and they treat you like you're a king over there. The Wise boys right here on South Frontage Street, Troy. And of course,
I was looking at some potential bowl matchups yesterday. Of course, we're really early. Troy's now 6-2, and they had Troy playing Missouri in one bowl game, and had Troy playing BYU in the Mobile Bowl.
I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to play it.
I tell you what, I would love to play BYU after what I saw Liberty do to them. I mean, Liberty and Hugh Freeze. If I was Auburn, I don't know if Hugh Freeze has got a show cause where he can't coach an SEC because of what happened at Ole Miss, but that's the guy I would go after. I mean, he absolutely is one of the best offensive game planners I've ever seen. Yeah. I mean, they absolutely destroyed BYU, 41-14.
And that was at Liberty, yeah.
Sellout crowd. Liberty was playing with their fourth-string quarterback. Fourth-string quarterback can beat them 41-14.
Isn't that amazing? I tell you, you're right. He's a very good coach, no question about it. And Yeah, he just made he just made a few mistakes along the way, and you know, I tell you what, he sure made Liberty look good, didn't
Well, I mean, that was a game that BYU was an 8-point favorite.
he? Yeah.
And I mean, Liberty was just the better team. I watched most of it. I was trying to watch a little bit of Neil Brown and West Virginia, but man, Texas Tech, 48-10. West Virginia now falls to 3-4.
You know, it doesn't look good for Coach Brown, does it?
I don't know how Neil can turn it around. You know, most time you feel like you get a break every once in a while, but no, they play TCU this weekend.
Oh God!
He's undefeated.
Oh God! I tell you what could save his job if he beats TCU. but
he's got him at home. That's one good thing.
Yeah, and who else do they play the rest of the year?
They play a lot better at home, but it's definitely not good on the message boards for Neil Brown.
Yeah.
Of course, you know, it's one of those type things where I'm not worried about Coach Brown. I think his buyout's like 17, 18 million.
Yeah. Are you serious? Are you serious?
I read an article yesterday, and this is the honest to goodness truth. Jimbo Fisher, they're talking about firing Jimbo Fisher at A&M. His buyout is $85 million.
Oh gosh! Oh gosh! Oh gosh!
Everything he's ever signed with Texas A&M is guaranteed money.
Oh gosh, isn't that unreal? And you look at him, and
I flipped over during the Alabama game. I played, what in the world is happening?
Yeah.
It's like 5 minutes or 6 minutes in the first quarter, and they were down 17-0.
Oh gosh!
South Carolina, and ended up getting an onside kick late, and had a chance to win the game. They got beat 30-24, but apparently the first play of the game, South Carolina went 100 yards on a
kickoff. That's right. A
beamer ball.
Yeah, a beamer ball. No question about it. And you're right. That beamer ball is a lot of fun to watch.
But I can't say how unbelievably proud I am of Troy's program. I mean, that game Thursday night against South Alabama, I know we didn't do a show on Friday, but man, what a defensive performance. You know, Shill Woods, Coach Summerall, of course, has a defensive background, but I mean, our defense in that game, that South Alabama offense was averaging 470 yards a game. Yeah. 470 yards a game, and I think Troy held them like 230.
It's amazing, and I'm wondering what the staff at.
And Troy had absolutely atrocious quarterback play.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing that Troy's winning these games and don't even have a starting quarterback. They don't even know who's going to start right now.
Do you know?
Maybe Gunner's the guy. But
let me say something.
Daggy looked like he was about 100 years old out there.
Excuse me. I hope, Nick. I hope you're chuckling like I am with Mike this morning. You know, I will say this: the best quarterback at Troy right now is Gilchrist. Gilchrist is better than any quarterback we've got right now at Troy. Can you believe that? The pure freshman from Brantley is the best football player we got at quarterback.
I guarantee if that was the case, they would have played him by now.
I don't know. I think they wanted to redshirt him, but don't you agree, Mike? Gilchrist might be.
I've never seen Gilchrist live in action.
Yeah.
We had a kid from Utah named Costelli, Peter Costelli.
Yeah, what happened to that kid? Did he?
Everybody was battling for the job, and he's never seen the field.
Where is he now? Is he still at Troy?
Yeah, I mean, he's still on the roster.
You know, I would give him a shot, you know, because he can run. They said he was a California sprint champion. Did you know that?
Yeah, I mean, the issue for Troy is, like, Lafayette is vastly improved. Like, they've won 2 or 3 in a row.
They sure are, yeah.
And Troy's got a week off to get ready for that game. And I'm not going to lie, you know, if Troy wins that game, they got a great chance to win.
They really do, yeah.
And play for a conference championship because, I mean, I watched La Monroe against Army this weekend, and Army just absolutely destroyed them in the second half, beat them 48-24.
What?
La Monroe was actually up at the half.
Where are they?
Troy opponents coming up. Army doesn't matter in conference. but La Monroe does, and then Arkansas State and Butch Jones are having an absolute horrible year.
Yeah.
So, Troy's got every chance to win it all.
Yeah.
If they can beat Lafayette on the road here in 2 weeks.
But they would probably end up playing Coastal, though, in the conference, if they ever did make a conference playoff. Wouldn't you think?
Well, it comes down to the best overall record, and Troy's actually receiving votes in the coaches poll.
Oh, that's wonderful. That is wonderful.
So Troy is actually maybe possibly could have a higher ranking than somebody out of the East. And, Georgia Southern beat Old Dominion this weekend, who was leading the conference.
Yeah. Georgia Southern's still a pretty good football team, and they beat Old Dominion 28 to.
Also, Marshall won at James Madison 26-12.
I know it, and they trailed in that game. And
hey, Steve, tell Steve I'm on Zoom if you want to.
Steve, Mike's on Zoom, please, if you don't mind, this morning. And want to mention some of the scores of games played this weekend. Army did beat Louisiana Monroe. Now, Terry Bowden, like you said, was winning at halftime, but then they all fell apart. Does Army run the option, Mike? Are they an option type football team?
Yeah, they're always going to be option under Monken.
Yeah, okay. Houston beat Navy 38-20. Maryland, and I won these games right here. Maryland, I took Maryland 31-24 over Northwestern.
Yeah, they won in Tallulah, Tumabloa didn't even play. They won with a backup quarterback.
Oh, really? Golly, that tells me something. Yeah. Penn State beat Minnesota. This surprised me. Penn State beat Minnesota 45-17. Just walloped them, that
was a big bounce back win for.
And Penn State plays Michigan this weekend. So that's gonna be quite a game up in.
No, Penn State played Michigan last weekend and got blown up.
Oh, wait a minute.
Penn State might play Ohio State.
Oh, that's who they play. Yeah, it does make a big difference, doesn't it? Of course, Rutgers, Mike, I took Rutgers this past week, and they beat Indiana 24-17.
Yeah.
Other games of interest, of course, Alabama beat beat Mississippi State 30-6. What did you think about Alabama? How did they look?
I felt like offensively in the second half they were atrocious. I mean, they had so many chances to put 40 to 45 points on the board. And, Mississippi State defense played hard. They never quit. And, Bryce Young looked phenomenal in the first half, but Alabama's running game was awful.
Yeah,
I think Alabama actually had total yardage. I think 290, and I think Mississippi State had 293, but
yeah.
Bryce Young got sacked a couple times when they had plenty of chances to score. I mean, they got a muff punt. I'm thinking about 15-yard line, only kicked a field goal. I mean, Riker looked good kicking, made a 50-yarder. And
yeah, he's the only one I thought, yeah.
But Alabama's offensive game plan was absolutely awful. I mean, I guess defensively they knew they could stop them.
Well, let me say, what
a lot of people out in Vegas, they had Mississippi State in a 2-game tease. Were probably throwing their drinks up in there when they scored that touchdown with no time left. Cause Alabama covered the line of 21, but when they scored that touchdown, if somebody had Mississippi State plus 27, I imagine they were pretty happy when they scored with no time left.
Yeah, you're right. And other
Alabama, though, I mean, it's got to find more ways to be able to run the ball. Gibbs is their only option.
I told you a couple of weeks ago that Alabama is not that has one running back, and that's it.
Yeah, McClellan has really been slowed by that knee injury he had, and then Rodell Williams had a knee injury.
Alabama is not.
He doesn't look that great either. And then the guy that's really sad is that Trey Sanders. I mean, he actually played a pretty good bit last year because he's all Alabama.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Dude, they don't even put him on the field anymore.
That's right. My coach Hambright is in the studio this morning.
Coach Hambright had another big win, 37-22.
He sure did. We'll be back with more with Coach Hambright in just a moment.
Our wide selection of pre-owned vehicles looks so good, you'll think they're new. So take the short drive to Bill Jackson Ford in Troy, where you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Ford, Troy, Alabama.
Troy Cable Security Wi-Fi doorbell camera allows you to answer the door from your smartphone when you are at home, at work, or on the go. When a visitor presses the button, Troy Cable Security sends a live video feed to your smartphone so you can see, hear, and speak to the person at your door. With the doorbell camera, you can have your porch light turn on automatically when it detects motion at night to create the appearance that someone is at home. You can view video clips so you can always know who stopped by when you are out. Troy Cable Security. You love them, protect them.
These teenage years can be tricky to navigate, especially when it comes to teaching my son about managing money. I'm thankful for helpful tools like Sidekick from Max. With Sidekick, requesting and rewarding money is easy. He can earn it by completing chores, making honor roll, or simply making a request from his own app. I love that I can easily monitor his purchases and set limits to help him learn to make smart choices with his spending, even on video games. Sidekick. Find it in your Max app.
In the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle? We've got what you're looking for.
So come see us at Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC in Troy, and you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC.
And of course, also brought to you by Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram trucks on the bypass. If let me just say this, Premier is one of the great automobile dealerships in America today. And everybody is so appreciative of these people that are sponsors of our show, and we appreciate them so much. Coach Hambright, congratulations!
Appreciate it. Thank
Another big victory, and Coach Quinn Hambright has got Charles Henderson up there among the top teams in the state right now.
Yeah, we're currently ranked number 10 right now.
Can you believe it took them that long to I mean, you've had a top 10 team for the last 5 weeks, probably.
Yeah, it's we have top 5 toughest schedule. In
you
the
really
top 20,
do.
And as far as analytics and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So I'm proud of these boys, man. They've been playing their tails off.
Well, a lot of people are sitting at home and said, "How in the world did Charles Henderson get by on the last week of the season?" And yes, sir, they can sit at home and sort of heal their wounds and get ready for the playoffs.
Definitely. Bye week is really not bye for you. Bye is work for us. We got a lot of work to be done internally. When it comes to penalties and mental blood.
Coach, I've never seen it in my life. It's almost like these referees have something to gripe about you and your team.
I don't know.
Why? How on earth do you get that many penalties and can win a football game?
Yeah, resilience. Definitely resilience. But like I said, a lot of it is discipline on our end as well. We play very, very hard in games. And with that being said, when you're out there playing full speed and giving it your all, you're going to mess up in some capacity, whether it's hold, whether it's it's the personal fouls.
And I see your players playing their hearts out, and they're making huge plays, and then there's the yellow flag. It just seems like it.
That laundry on the field is I'm just tired of seeing it. I'm tired of seeing it.
For everybody out there that didn't get to watch it, I didn't get to keep up with it at all. I had something going on at the beach. But give us a recap of the game again.
Yeah. First quarter we scored. I think it was Zach Coleman on a 20-yard run. The second score was Antonio on a 4-yard run. I think the third score was Parker on a run.
Yeah.
And somewhere in between, Jawan scored 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So, they played exceptionally well.
They were the most unusual team I've ever seen. Mike, every play for the first 10 or 12 plays was the quarterback right and the quarterback left. I could not understand it. But the more the game was played, the more impressed I was actually with Selma.
Yeah.
They've got a big, fine offensive line,
Yeah.
and they started running straight at us, gave us a pretty hard time, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. We had to make some adjustments on defense. Kind of put some of our bigger guys out there. And we settled down when we made those adjustments and played football. But
I never felt like Selma would win the game. I think we were comfortable the whole way. But I could understand more about what they were trying to do because the latter couple of quarters they were running the ball straight at us. But I could not understand that offense. Could you?
Coach was real simple. He wanted to run the ball, and he wanted to put the ball in his best players' hands. And when we knew we kind of had it when they actually had to throw the ball, that's when we were more comfortable.
Yeah.
But they have the kid that's going to Penn State.
Yeah.
Number 5, he's really good. They have some good skill guys that were out there. So just kudos to Selma for just being so athletic. My God, they
were athletic.
They were athletic, but
So James Franklin's come all the way in from Penn State to get a kid out of Selma.
Yep,
that's right.
Wow.
And Mike,
I know he coached the Bandy and had State of Alabama recruits, but man, that's something else.
Yeah, that's Penn State at all. Like he has Auburn, he has all the offers. But he's choosing Penn State.
Yeah.
How'd you come out health wise? I mean, I know you got an off week to kind of get healed, but any injuries?
No. We everybody's fine. Bumps and bruises of a football game. Nobody's on the IR list this week. But which is good. Kudos to the strength and conditioning coach for getting us through this year, which is me. So.
Right now, if you had to name who's playing best on defense, who would it be?
Ooh. That's a
number 6.
Yeah, that's a group. You got Zion, but it'll be that's tough. Zion, Damian, Mack.
Yeah.
Zion, Damian, Mack.
That's Damian
Hart.
Hart, yeah. He's a down lineman too, isn't he?
He's a linebacker.
A linebacker.
Yeah.
And you feel like he's a big time linebacker?
Yeah, he averages about 11 tackles a game.
That is unreal.
Yeah, he's going to have well over 100 tackles by the end of the season.
Well, that is something.
So, Coach, do y'all know who y'all going to play up?
It's between Williamson and BC Rain right now.
So they'll play this weekend, and that will get determined this weekend?
Well, Williamson plays UMS Wright.
Oh, boy.
This weekend.
They'll probably lose that game.
Yeah, BC Rain plays Gulf Shores. So if BC Rains beat Gulf Shores, they're in. If they lose, of course, Williamson will be in.
Yeah, the BC Rain.
That game will be in Troy.
Yes. It will.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we can sit back and watch and see what teams are out there, and then have a chance to sort of put 3 or 4 of them together, and that's who we'll be playing.
Yeah.
So what are y'all gonna do, Coach? Y'all gonna coach the Wilson game and a coach to the BC Ring game?
I'll be there.
All right, the BC.
I'll be there. I'll be there.
Yeah, but so you feel like it's between BC Rain and is that right? And
Williamson.
And
Yes,
Williamson. Williamson usually has the better athletes, don't they?
Yeah. BC Rains for the first time in a long time is in playoff conversations.
Yeah.
And so kudos to them because Mobile is a tough region.
Yeah, you're right.
So when you're even in a conversation of the playoffs, that's a big deal. Williamson right now kind of holds that spot, but if like I said, the BC Rains, because Gulf Shores is the number 2 seed in that region.
You know who the coach at Gulf Shores is, don't you, Mike? Husband.
Mark Husband. He be at Lafayette.
You remember he coached at Lafayette?
He at UNA.
Yeah. He won 3 straight national championships at UNA.
Yeah.
He also has, that was Bobby Wallace, won 3 state national championships.
Oh, that's right. That was Bobby Wallace. I'm sorry. That was Bobby Wallace.
But the offensive coordinator, Gus Short, Kenny Edenfield, used to be offensive coordinator today.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so they have a college staff.
So all right. So how is it that we could end up playing them?
Gulf Shores.
Yeah, Gulf Shores.
The only 2 Mobile, we'll have to if we're fortunate enough to make it that far, we'll if they win out and we win out, it'll be the fourth round.
Yeah.
It'll be the semifinals.
Yeah, but you don't see us playing them though, do you?
If they win out.
Yeah,
No. This week. I mean, when the
No. It's between BC Rain and Williamson.
All right, I got you.
Mm-hmm.
So either one of those teams going to be very competitive.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. Anything out of Mobile is going to be good. There's no doubt in my mind that whoever we play next week, we'll have to play, the perfect game.
Yeah.
Whether they're the 1, 2, 3, or 4 seed.
Coach, I think your field goal kicker and your kickoff. I feel like right now, Charles Henderson has the best kickoff man in the state of Alabama. I'll put him up on kickoffs.
Yeah.
I'd put him up against anybody. In fact, he's probably the best in the state when you say as far as kicking the ball in the end zone.
Yes, he's going to, if I tell him to kick it there, he's going to make it there. Sometimes out of the end zone, sometimes through the goalpost.
And then he's liable to miss a little mediocre free throw, extra point, though. But
he's
getting better, though,
on
isn't
himself, but he's definitely still the all-state kicker he was last year.
And ladies and gentlemen, this young man is kicking the ball out in and out of the end zone every time coach tells him to do it. And it makes me always feel good that the other team doesn't get to run it back.
Oh yeah. That's the scariest play in the world is kickoff, because if you can put somebody elusive back there, just like having Jawan Boyd back there, if he's back there, magic may happen.
Yeah, that's right.
So, it's a weapon to be able to kick it out of the end zone.
Yeah, you're right, and we've definitely got a weapon in Boyd. I doubt if there are many guys playing today that can run kicks back better than he can.
Oh yeah, his vision. I don't even know where he's going to play in college.
Yeah,
he's.
But the thing about it, my cross street neighbor, who is quite a good player in his own right, and Parker Adams, he is definitely a good quarterback, and both of them are back next year. Is that right?
Yeah, definitely. They are, and Parker's, his leadership this year is unmatched when it comes to controlling the offense and being the engine that runs it. He's been an exceptional football player for us this year. And he's coming into his own with running the ball too.
Yeah, exactly. Mike, I look like
y'all. Y'all run a lot of RPOs. Y'all give him the option to run a lot.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
As far as your other wide receiver, though, you've got number 3 looks like you've had a pretty good year for you too.
Yeah, Stephon Mosley has come out of his shell and become a player for us.
What I was saying at first part of the year, he was dropping balls, but he's not dropping them like he used to. He's becoming a threat. And when he becomes a threat at one wide out, then Boyd at the other wide out, I don't know if there's any school anywhere got any better wide outs than we do.
Yeah, they're definitely a duo. And, with sprinkle a little Khalil Carson in there.
Yeah.
Little Will Templin,
Yeah, boy, he surprised me with his speed. He's got good speed.
Will is
on that long run. He almost went all the way.
Yeah, as far as running backs and linebackers, Will's top 5 on the team in speed when it comes to running backs.
I knew that.
He's sneaky fast.
Yeah.
He doesn't look like it, but he can go.
Yeah,
he can.
But these are guys that can catch football.
Definitely. And shout out to Will. He actually just committed to play baseball. Yesterday.
Really?
To junior. I forget the name of the school.
Yeah, I understand. But
I want to shout you out, buddy.
So he's a senior then, isn't he?
Yes, sir.
They had a clinic this weekend. Some of the finest high school baseball players in the state, and I think he was one of the ones that was working out for those coaches and everything.
Coach, there's a chance you could play Selma again. You mentioned a few weeks ago in the second round.
Yeah, second round. Yes, sir. We
who is Selma? Who's Selma opening up with in the playoffs?
They play at home against Tallahassee.
Tallahassee still run that wing T though. The same coach that ran the wing T.
I'm not sure. I haven't seen much of them.
Yeah, that's Tallahassee. Yeah, but
so Selma will play Tallahassee. And then you guys will play Williamson or BC Rain.
Mm-hmm.
And if Selma won that game, would y'all go right back to Selma? Or would Selma come here?
Well, we're the higher seed, so they'll come here.
I hope so.
Because both of us host home games.
Yeah.
So by both of us hosting home games, we don't have to travel to them. We're the higher seed. They come to us.
And that was a pretty long road trip.
I know you got to worry about the first round first. I was just interested in that. That'd be a quick turnaround to play somebody again, wouldn't it?
Yeah. And then it's hard. It's really hard to beat a team twice.
You're right.
It doesn't matter. Selma was, they're a 7-3 team for a reason.
They got a good idea with how you do and how you look on the offense and defense. It would be a real advantage for them to play you again, and but at the same time, it was a real advantage for you to play them too, Coach.
Right. So I'm pretty sure me and Coach Gandy looking at that like, man, we do not want to play each other again.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure he's looking at it that way, and I am as well.
Before we get away from Selma, the players, you talking about one of the best basketball schools in the state of Alabama for years. They've been Selma High School, and they tell me that now they're getting those players to play football.
It better. That's what I started last year. You go recruit the basketball team because those are those athletes, those are those high jumpers.
That's right.
Those shifty guys. And he's done that. This is his third year.
Yeah.
And his third year being his best year.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of Coach Gandy down there for it.
To talk about Boyd. Boyd is also an excellent baseball player and an excellent basketball player. And he plays all sports, doesn't he?
He plays all of it. And he's going to run track this year too.
Yeah. You're going to make him run track, aren't you?
Run track, yes.
Yeah. How good is it?
Boyd's got an offer from Houston. What other colleges have offered him? I know Alabama State, I think, and somebody else.
Surely Troy has.
Alabama State, and Alabama A&M. Those are the three he has. And
Troy is not offered Boyd yet. That's hard to believe.
Yeah.
All right. I'm sure they've talked to him, I would think.
Yeah, they're having conversations with him.
He's the best one. He's the best guy at that position I think I've ever seen at the high school level.
Houston's a better program than Troy. I understand that, but God,
a bigger program,
how is Troy not offering?
Yeah,
I'm sure that don't you feel like they talked to him though?
They talked to him. They invite him to games. They're having a conversation with him.
Sure.
Yeah, Coach Banks. He's the wide receivers coach over there, and I talked to him.
And he's a great guy too.
Yeah, great guy, great football. He played in the NFL and the MLB.
Yeah, he played at Troy years ago.
Yeah, and his son.
Yeah, the crazy story about Banks, Coach, is he played minor league baseball for 7 years.
Yeah.
Well, he got to Troy.
Did you know that?
25 years old.
Really?
Is that right, Mike? I didn't know that.
Now that I didn't know.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So he was when he made the NFL and played in the NFL, he was in his late 20s.
I'm gonna get him coming on the show because I've known him for a long time, and he played here, and he's also a great lay speaker, and
he's from Butler, Alabama.
That's right. Sure.
From Butler,
County.
Yes, sir. And some great players coming out of that part of the country.
Real good dude. I've known him for a
But
very
that
long
tells you
time.
what kind of athlete he was. Played minor league baseball, then he played in the NFL.
Yes, that's right. That's right. No question about it.
Yeah.
And
his son is in the 7th grade.
Yeah, in the what grade?
7th.
I've heard he was a pretty good athlete.
Yeah, he's a good athlete. Now he had another one that's really, really good too. I think they go to the elementary school.
What do we have this weekend, Coach? It was a huge crowd of Pee Wee players over there. Did you get to see any of that?
I didn't. Well, I actually had a family function to go to.
But they're doing the rec department's doing its
they're doing their thing. I think they have the Super Bowl in a few weeks. I think so.
Now, is this football or this flag ball?
Football.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
I think the middle school went undefeated.
Yeah, they did. Middle school went undefeated. Hopefully we can get those middle or 8th graders to come over that aren't playing basketball. We're trying to get those guys to come over for the playoffs.
I know, you're right.
Do y'all actually dress them in the games?
Yeah, we would. Yeah, last year we actually played two 8th graders.
Yeah.
Last year during the games, so they actually got.
Wow.
It does mean a lot to them to wear that jersey.
Definitely, and
they also get to hold dummies in practice.
Yeah. Hold the dummies and get out the way.
Hey, I bet you those dummies are sort of shaking quite a bit. But
yeah, I remember that. I remember that in ninth grade, having to hold a dummy and a feet
Yeah.
was coming up hitting me. That was a lot of
yeah.
fun.
Coach, I was going to mention a few other schools in our area. You know, Carroll of Ozark seems to be playing well, and I think Carroll won this weekend.
Yeah, they did.
And you know, Pike County, as we talked about, is really on a tear. Coach, they might win the state. You know, the way they're playing.
Look, they win this week, they're in, and you know, I'm rooting for them.
Yeah, I am too.
They gotta play Houston Academy, who's undefeated.
Oh,
Yeah.
do they got to beat them to make it to the playoffs?
I'm actually not sure how it is, but I think they're. I looked at it; they have a chance
Yeah.
to be in there. Now,
But you got the right attitude. These are homegrown boys, you know, from Brundage,
yeah.
and you know.
It's Pike County now.
You're right.
Let's not forget that, you know, historically speaking,
Yeah.
you know, their dads and uncles won. So,
Yeah, that's right.
so I'm pretty sure it's in the
That's
blood
right.
to win at Pike County. So
And how about this? I've just got to mention this team right here is Montgomery Catholic. Where are they getting all these players? They blew Andalusia out. Andalusia was trailing 24-23 at the half, and then this team from Catholic scored three or four touchdowns and just walloped Andalusia.
Yeah, they have Auburn in the backfield. Auburn commit running back. The quarterback actually has an offer from Troy.
Oh, good. Is he really good?
Oh yeah, the boys. Yeah, he's like a little Kyler Murray back there.
Yeah,
he can throw it 60 yards flat-footed.
Yeah.
You know, he's built like a running back. You know,
Yeah. But he's a pure quarterback though.
Yeah,
Is that right?
they're recruiting him as a quarterback.
Yeah,
So what Coach Chamberlain didn't tell you, all those players came from Carver, Bill Davis, and Robert E. Lee.
Yeah, and guess who Carver beat this weekend, Mike? They beat
Pike Road.
They beat Pike Road.
I was at that game.
You were, you knew a lot of people involved in that game. Didn't you?
And shout out to Coach Gardner there. We coached together at Carver in 2013 and 14.
Yeah.
He was a D-line coach, and I was a linebackers coach
Yeah,
there.
isn't that amazing?
Yeah,
Yeah, it all comes around to one.
Mac Wilson's playing well for the Patriots.
He is. He's been doing an exceptional job there, man. I call him and text him sometimes. Coach, I'm in meetings and stuff like that. So
When do the Patriots play? Do they play tonight?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're gonna get to see.
Belichick, what does Mac Wilson say about Belichick? I'd be interested in the comparisons between Belichick and Saban. They gotta be really simple.
Same. Almost the exact same. You know,
they're best of friends and coached together for years.
But let me tell you something about Saban. Saban looked like he's about to lose his mind in the latter part of that game. I mean, he was going crazy. They were winning 30-0, and he's going crazy over there.
Coach, wouldn't you want to shut out if you were that close?
I want to shut up.
but let me tell you, this was before that. I mean, he is just raising hell over nothing. He's winning 30-0, and he's raising hell.
They got a pass interference penalty that converted 2 or 3 times on fourth down.
Yeah.
You know, Mississippi State had not scored in Tuscaloosa since 2014.
And let me tell you this: run that coach at Mississippi State off. He's a dingbat. I hate to say that, but
he definitely has a hard time against athletic teams. I mean, they kept on. Yeah. I mean, harassing.
He's sitting over there, and he's got a little notepad about the size of 6 inches long, and he's looking at it. And Coach, he's not. I hate to say that, but it doesn't seem like he'd rather be sitting down on the beach at South Beach somewhere than he does. He acts like he don't even want to be there.
Oh man!
Don't you? I mean, you know what I'm saying? The attitude of coaches, you know.
Yeah, you demeanor matters, and it may be his personality, you know, but I didn't get a chance to see any football center for the first time, I think, in a very long time.
I'll say this: his defense coordinator was pretty good. He played Alabama tough. I mean, their defense played hard in the State.
Of course, Reeltown comes in there and beats Highland Home 8-7, and of course a good Highland Home team.
Mm-hmm.
And
Highland Home is undefeated.
Yeah, that's right.
That was for their region championship.
And Reeltown, one of my old buddies is the one. Yeah, he's not coaching, but I think he's the principal of Reeltown High School.
Shout out to Matt over there at Reeltown. There's a lot of Mike Turk guys that you're naming right there that are winning. You have Mary Montgomery down there that is on a 6-game winning streak.
Yeah,
I think they've secured the 4th spot in the playoffs.
And Coach, I made a big.
Are y'all the last team to beat them, Coach?
Yeah.
It was us. No, it's actually Foley. Foley was the last team to beat them, and I think they've won ever since.
And let me just say this: I made a big to do on this show. I made a big to do of how impressed I was with Mary Montgomery,
yes,
with how many players they dressed. Listen, they dressed 125 players, ladies and gentlemen. And hear this: I asked them. I said, "Well, how many of those kids were 9th graders?" They said, "Not but about 4 or 5." I mean, they still had a 9th grade team, Coach, that didn't even dress.
Yep.
125 players.
That's a lot of money to
that sure is. That you know what I think about? Think about how many helmets they had to buy, and that helmet cost them $400 almost.
I got a headache.
really. But did that
expensive.
impress you about Mary Montgomery?
Yeah, that was a lot. I'm glad Zach Colson down there.
And he's
transforming the mindset of the kids, because that's what you have to attack first. It ain't about the X's and O's. It's actually transforming what's between the ears.
But so when a program's got 125 players, they evidently somebody's doing something right, and you look out for that program. You know.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, Coach, explain to me how does the recruiting process work? I mean, as far as when coaches can visit.
Mm-hmm.
Coaches can contact players. I mean, you're dealing with a unique situation with Grady where everybody in the country wants this kid.
Mm-hmm.
Like how many days?
That's number 6. Number 6 for you, isn't it, Coach?
How many days can they come up to the school and visit? I mean, it's one of those types. There's definitely times you can't do it. It's not a part of the guidelines, I guess, for recruiting.
Right.
Can you explain that?
Yeah. With Grady being young, they can talk to him while he's on campus. They can they're not supposed to converse with them via text and stuff like that. So all conversations really go through me or his uncle type deal.
Yeah.
But there's a dead period to where they can't contact them at all. Now kids can DM them, they can text them, they can call, but the vast majority of the time, the coach don't respond. They'll call me and say, "Coach, look, I got his text message. I can't respond. I can't talk to him. Just let him know I'm not ignoring him." And and I kind of be the liaison between them and that realm. But
are you getting a lot of calls from people?
I get a lot of calls. Get a lot of text messages. Get a lot of for a lot of the guys though. And Zion Grady, he's just I guess what everybody sees. But there are so many other kids that are this close to getting those offers, but those Division II schools have to kind of get their schedule together before they actually come out there. And
I would be.
But what I was asking though, I mean, you could basically have a coach at your school every day.
Every single day. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many times he visits. Usually they'll visit on their bye week. Florida State didn't have a game this week, and they told me about 3 weeks ago that they're going to fly in on a helicopter, and I'm like, look, that's pretty.
That's something
doggone
Saban would do.
Special right there, you know. So that's a big time recruit. If you want to fly, because they left us and went to Highland Home because the kid at Highland Home, is committed.
The Falk kid, yeah. I'll say this too, and you take a guy like Adams. To me, he's a bona fide player, and he's an outstanding quarterback, and he has the record to go along with those praises.
Yeah.
But then, Boyd, those two are going to really be sought after next year, don't you think?
Yeah, it's just the beginning. They're still young. I told y'all one all the time. Your time's coming. Don't chase the offers. Just do what you're supposed to do on the football field. Everything else.
And let me just say this: it's a big difference in a commitment. They're not, and even the commitment's not completely,
committed until you sign that dotted line.
But But
No,
all
and
these
also,
are
I mean,
these are just coaches. These are just coaches interested in these players.
Mm-hmm.
like Carlton Marshall got a preferred walk-on at Troy. He's about to be the all-time tackle leader in NCAA history.
Yeah.
So even a preferred walk-on doesn't mean you can't earn that scholarship after that first year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. It's
There's
all
a lot
about
of
believing in yourself.
Yeah.
out there.
Coach, I hate to tell you, the coach at Zion Chapel beat you out this week as being the great team of the week. Zion Chapel beat Abbeville 22-16, Mike. And
He won,
aren't you proud of that guy? He won three games at Zion Chapel. That's good coaching.
That's pretty doggone good. I wish I could see that game to see how it went, how it actually went.
Because Abbeville's full of athletes.
Yeah, they have.
And that's another bad. Then Goshen wore Horseshoe being out 58-32. Goshen's program has been enhanced quite a bit.
Yeah, they're trending in the right direction. They're definitely going north.
And then, of course, Elba, they talk about that great running back. Have you heard about him, Henderson, kid at Elba?
Yeah,
Elba won 38-6 over not a very strong Pleasant home team. But I just wanted to throw some of those things out, some of those games out. And, of course, Charles Henderson walloped Selma 37-22. And
well, Coach, what's your plan during the off season? What you got the guys doing? You gonna be working out and
for this week?
Just go back to fundamentals a little bit.
Yeah, we have. I tell them all the time we're gonna have fun this week. And my definition of fun is usually not good for them, but they smile and they embrace it. It's a lot of working on penalties, working on the fundamentals of football, and really executing our own game plan. Not really worried about next week right now. We just really need to fix ourselves so that we can be prepared for next week. Because the X's and O's mean nothing if you're not disciplined within the game.
Hey, Coach, another thing that you can say to your team, when you got a team meeting, be humble, guys. Be humble.
Yeah, definitely. They I don't want them to get too high and mighty when it comes to you, because just like you can learn how to lose games, you have to learn how to win as well. And that's not just on Friday nights. You really have to learn how to practice after a win. Yeah. And you have to be hungry for more. You can't get satisfied with, this is the best season we had in 9 years. I don't care about that. You're like, the distance between good seasons doesn't matter. Play the next game and be hungry enough to win the next game and not be complacent.
Yeah, who's your vocal leaders, like on offense and defense? Who are the guys that are really like to speak up?
Vocally, you'll have definitely Jawan and Damian for sure. Those two guys are gonna are not scared to get in anybody's face. And that's what you need.
Yeah.
You need those guys like that.
Well, I tell you, somebody that at any level, your quarterback's got to be a guy that can look at you straight in the face and tell him to get after it.
Yeah.
Is Adams a good leader?
Adams is like that Drew Brees. He's not that laid back quarterback that's just he's fired.
Yeah,
I mean, some of the stuff that kids like Coach Parker out there, he's real talking. And I can see it on film, like he'll look to their sideline, he'll scream, he'll yell, he'll get in everybody's face. He's that grab your helmet type guy. Hey, let's get it going. He's not like
and they respect it.
Oh yeah, they love him. They love him. They know that that he's the captain of the ship.
Well, it's what I call your second season, Coach.
Yeah.
The playoffs is the second season. Guys, it's what you've done for me lately. Hey, it's time to get ready for the playoffs. We're off this week, and we can get ready. Coach, you gonna let them trick or treat?
Yeah. We'll be
surely that's some grown out of that.
I don't know. Everybody likes candy. Hey, listen, when y'all were out trick or treating as a kid, I loved going through your candy.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I
I always love that one neighbor that puts the candy out. Just leave it out.
Leave it out so you can grab what you want.
Yeah. But you know something. It's all about kids growing up and being kids, and you want these kids to be kids. You know.
Yeah.
You know. And,
you don't want to grow up too fast because they have their whole life to be adults.
Yeah. Coach, I was went to the Troy church this past weekend, and I bumped into Coach, our Troy coach, and it was good to have him at my church this weekend, and
Coach Summerall?
Yeah, Coach Summerall and his family, and hey, that's where he's supposed to be, and that Coach.
Definitely. Shout out to Coach Summerall. He's big win in Thursday, huge win Thursday. So.
I'll tell you what, Coach, it's been a great year for the city of Troy. Charles Henderson's back.
Yeah.
Best record in, I don't know, almost 8 years,
right.
like you said. And then Troy University's back. A lot of excitement around Troy.
Yeah, it feels good.
Right.
It feels good. Football is hopefully we'll be king soon. I know it's baseball around here.
All right. Let me ask you this, Coach. Now this weekend,
that women's basketball.
Yeah,
kind of
Coach.
built the program.
Yeah, Coach Elder, he ain't no counter. She's the GOAT, and I'm gonna tell her to watch this. You are the greatest of all time, Coach Jones / Elder.
Yeah,
you're the greatest coach at Charles.
She is. She's a
she
good.
really is.
No question
really
about
is.
it.
She
But
gonna
Coach, all right.
you.
Here's your situation, Coach. You don't play this week, and the kids can sit back and get healed. They got injuries and can get ready. But Mike, there's a chance, Coach, that when playoffs come, that Troy's going to be playing Army in 2 weeks. Going to play Army. Does that mean that there's a chance we could play on Thursday night?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That means that we'll.
But it has to be the other team has to agree on it, though, doesn't it?
Well, playoffs. Alabama High School Athletic Association make those decisions for the playoffs.
Yeah.
We really don't have any jurisdiction when it comes to postseason.
I know, but there could be a chance it would be played on Thursday night.
It'll definitely be played on Thursday. Yeah.
Oh, really?
I looked ahead a little bit on that. Like, okay, what's the potential schedule that we'll have for the playoffs?
That doesn't bother you, does it, Coach? I sort of like Thursday night.
Look, Thursday night, I'm used to it. Being in Montgomery, where we
Montgomery.
It's five teams share one stadium. We play a lot of Thursday games, so I'm immune to it.
Yeah,
it's just another.
Well, Coach Quinn Hambright, congratulations on a great season.
Appreciate it.
And of course, now we start the new season.
Yes,
Coach, what have you done for me lately?
Look, it's when to go home right now.
I can see a lot of my buddies saying that. What have you done for me lately?
Yes, sir.
But I tell you what, man, we appreciate you so much.
Yes, sir.
For being on this show the whole year long. And of course, we didn't have to talk about but one losing game, but and that was you'd like to play that bunch back again, wouldn't you?
Yeah, if it's God's will, we'll be third round.
Let's see who this is right here. Good morning. You on Today in L.A.? How you doing?
Hey, Mike, it's Will Matthews. What you up to?
Will, Coach Hambrick is on my show right now. We'll be you stay on hold right now, and we'll be right back to you. Coach, again, congratulations, and we'll see you next week.
Yes,
Coach.
sir. We'll do.
No, well, let's see. We'll have an off week. You're welcome to come on again.
I'll be because Friday we'll know who we play.
Yeah, that's right.
So
that's great.
We'll be back to talk.
I
about
love this coach. I love this coach. We'll be back in just a moment.
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll let me get Mike back on. But again, we appreciate you so much.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
Get your mic off.
At cost plus 10%, we offer your favorite brands at the best price. At Piggly Wiggly, we keep it simple. We price our products at cost, then add 10% at checkout. We carry all your favorite name brand foods, and we accept manufacturer coupons. Find us on Facebook and see our weekly specials.
Wiley Sanders Truck Line been in business since 1959 and we'll still growing. We've been in business since 1959 and we'll still growing. Wiley Sanders Truck Line. From 1959 to 2022, we'll still growing. How many years is that, Mr. Glenn? 63. Ricky, why this T680?
Got a nice digital dashboard, easy to read.
Man, Wiley Sanders Truck Line. We got competitive pay. We got Blue Cross Blue Shield. We can get you home, Wiley Sanders. Come drive for the best today. Wiley Sanders Truck Line.
At the Piggly Wiggly, we proudly support our local farmers and bring you the best they have to offer, all at cost plus 10%. When you shop local, you reinvest in your community. Remember, buy local, shop local. Piggly Wiggly, local since forever.
War Eagle! The Auburn Tigers are getting ready to play the Arkansas Razorbacks at Jordan-Hare Stadium, Auburn, Alabama. It's Auburn and Arkansas going at it this week at Auburn. Big game for Auburn High School, Auburn University, as they try to recover from a half a season of having ups and downs. But I sort of like Auburn this week. What do you think, Will Matthews?
Yeah.
You don't like them?
Auburn's going to beat Alabama. Beat Arkansas.
Yeah, well, I think there's a good chance because they got the 12th man there. You know who the 12th man is, don't you?
Referees.
No, the crowd of 88,000 plus. The Auburn Tigers. Well, tell us about it, Will. How did you do this last week?
Auburn is
Arkansas is a 3.5-point favorite.
Yeah, I thought Auburn was favored.
No, lines on scoresandodds.com is open at 4.5, going down to 3.5.
Well, all right. Now, how did your picks go?
I'll tell you something right there about teams travel. TCU at West Virginia. Undefeated TCU is only 7.5 at West Virginia.
Oh man, that's sort of showing some respect for Coach Brown.
Yeah,
Coach Brown got handed to him.
All right, let's see how the
48 to 10.
All right, how about the Guru? Let's see how the Guru did this week. Will Matthews, and let's start off with Ole Miss. Did you win or lose that one?
I lost.
He lost. All right, Clemson.
I went with Syracuse. I won.
Yeah, you won that game? Yeah. All right, Missouri. The other one was Missouri and Vanderbilt liked to beat them, didn't they?
Yeah, Vanderbilt covered the spread. They lost.
All right, did you win that or lose that one?
Lost that.
All right,
I'll go over them real quick. Ole Miss +2, lost. Missouri -14, lost. Alabama -21, won. Texas A&M -3, lost. South Alabama -3, lost. UCLA +6, lost. UAB +3.
Wait, slow down a little bit now. All right, go ahead.
Indiana under 48. Will, what was the score in that game?
It was low, real low.
Purdue under 52. I don't know who won that game. Purdue got beat, didn't they?
Yeah, they got beat, but he had the over/under on that game.
Under.
He took it under.
Throughout, and then TCU came back. He lost Kansas State. Wyoming beat Air Force, didn't they? Or who did Wyoming play?
I don't know. I don't. Let's see here. I've got it right here. Far West. I've got this one right here. Well,
Kansas State got beat by 10.
And they were 20 points ahead at the half.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, Ole Miss getting beat by 25. It's got to be the most shocking thing of the weekend.
Yeah. And they were ahead.
LSU's got a chance.
Yeah.
LSU's got a chance to win the West. They beat Alabama.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you this. Right now, I'm liable to take LSU. LSU's on fire. They're hard nosed. They're the teams that.
it looks like that Florida State loss to start the season was a fluke, and then they got blown out by Tennessee at home. But other than that, they played really good.
Yeah, Tennessee's going to blow out a lot of people.
Yeah. And so
I haven't seen the line yet, but I'll go ahead and tell you, Alabama will be at least 10 or 11 against LSU at LSU.
but I'll tell you right now, Mike, you're fixing to see them get beat. I'm going to take it.
I don't think this LSU team's good enough to beat Alabama. I'll watch them a lot.
I think it's a good time for Alabama to have a open date. It's going to help them a lot.
I'm sure that game will be a night game though in Baton Rouge. I'm sure they'll try to play it at night.
I saw something, Michael. I couldn't believe it. That Alabama was a 16-point favorite over LSU November 5th.
Yeah, I knew it'd be double digits.
But right now,
but Alabama's got to turn around and play Ole Miss the next week at Oxford.
Yeah, that's two tough games.
Yeah.
Mike, you would.
Ole Miss defense got exposed. They kind of got exposed against Auburn, and then LSU really exposed that defense.
Hey, how about my buddy Bo? Tell me about it, Bo. He's a pretty good football player, isn't he? I watched a lot of that game, and he was fantastic in that game, Bo.
And Bo, the difference in Bo at Oregon and Bo at Auburn?
What?
You got a coach.
Well,
I thought you were going to say the same thing everybody's been saying on Facebook. The difference between Bo at Auburn and Bo at Oregon is the Pac-12 has no defense and SEC plays defense.
Yeah.
That is true. I agree with that.
Well, I'll tell you what.
You're going up against SEC competition every week compared to going up against Pac-12 competition.
Well, I'll tell you what. Anybody that's not impressed with Oregon is not watching the film very well. I tell you, I think they look good right now.
Yeah, but Georgia beat them 49-3.
I know it, but that was then. But since then they've won them all.
That's the only college game I went to this year in person was Georgia and Oregon.
Yeah.
Well, I was telling Dad about the Alabama game. I mean, Alabama offensively looked all right in the first half, but man, in the second half, that was some of the worst play calling and some of the worst execution. I mean, Alabama was just awful. Scored 6 points. Don't even have 300 yards of total offense.
And and listen to this, Will, and your coach is going literally berserk on the sidelines, looking like I'm gonna tell you what, he can look like a guy that lost his.
I mean, I like to see the passion. You don't really see that much passion out of him, like.
No, listen, he's acting like a crazy man. He really is.
Yeah, he didn't want to give up a shutout.
Yeah, big deal though. He's winning 30-0.
The shutout in Mississippi State is usually a pretty big deal. A Mike Leach offense. But
Boy,
I didn't like the offense at all in the second half. I don't know if they're just worn out from that Tennessee game or what.
Yeah. Will, I tell you what, I would fire Mike Leach in a second. I don't think he's that good a coach. I really don't. I think he'd rather be down in South Beach somewhere.
I think just Mike Leach he doesn't have the quarterback for his offense, really.
Yeah. Well, he's a drop back quarterback.
Throw it.
No.
Well, I mean, that's the way a spread is, though. It's dinking and dunking, and you don't throw a ball more than 20 yards most of the game.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a good offense when you're like 20-20, and it doesn't make sense with Leach. If you got a field goal kicker, you got to try to kick some balls and make some points.
Yeah.
Or score some points when you got the opportunity.
Of course,
I was watching the pro game last night. Miami, looked like world beaters in that first quarter. And then, Pittsburgh starts coming back, and they got Kenny Pickett's first time starting this year at quarterback, and he throws 3 horrible interceptions. But, I mean.
Who won that game last night, Mike? I fell asleep. Who won that game last night?
Miami was 16-10. They had to hold on until the very end.
Oh, that was 16-10 for the whole second half. You're right.
Yankees got swept last night too. The Astros swept the Yankees 4-0 in that.
So it's the Astros against Philadelphia in the World Series. Is that right?
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Yeah.
But they're back to back.
Philadelphia won 88 games during the year. The Mets won 101, the Braves won 101, and the Phillies will play in the World Series.
Yeah,
It's
that's
all about
right.
when you get hot.
That's right.
It's going to be and we'll think about the Dodgers. They won like 113 or so.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, of course.
One of those just crazy years of baseball.
Yeah. Let's.
Will, did you watch any other games? Did you watch much of South Carolina, Texas A&M? I mean, Jimbo Fisher's got an $85 million buyout. But I tell you what, that quarterback, both of the quarterbacks look like
terrible,
almost high school quarterbacks. I mean, in South Carolina, you can't tell me they have any close to the same kind of athletes that A&M has.
Well, they got a running back. Hey, they got a running back. I believe everybody wish they had.
I tell you what, if I was A&M, I would write a check and get him out of there. I think he's done.
A check for how much would it be? $95,000, $95 million.
$85 million
would be the buyout.
Half of it to leave.
You know, and another thing about him, Mike.
That program, they're going to be lucky to go 6-6.
Yeah.
I mean, they got Ole Miss this weekend in College Station, but I don't see them winning that.
But you know what? We've seen now what you have to do to beat Ole Miss. Just shut them down shut the run down and you got them. Shut the run down and you got them.
Defensively is where Ole Miss is struggling.
Ole Miss was ahead 17-3 in the first half.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what happened after that.
Georgia against Florida in the cocktail party. How about this, Will? 21.5.
21.5 point favorite in the cocktail party.
Georgia will have that first half.
Yeah, evidently Florida's not even competitive right now. Is that right?
Tennessee at home against Kentucky, 11.5.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting to see if Kentucky can slow Tennessee down at all.
I'm going to jump on that one, 11.5.
Yeah. Let me.
And then A&M hosting Ole Miss. Ole Miss is a 3-point favorite after getting beat by 25 to LSU. So that tells you what people think of A&M.
We're going to take a short break, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back. And, of course, brought to you by Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram trucks on the bypass, right-hand truck. Remember, nobody beats a Ram deal. Nobody. Will be back.
At cost plus 10%, we offer your favorite brands at the best price. At Piggly Wiggly, we keep it simple. We price our products at cost, then add 10% at checkout. We carry all your favorite name brand foods, and we accept manufacturer coupons. Find us on Facebook and see our weekly specials.
Wallace Sandals Truck Line been in business since 1959 and we'll still growing. We've been in business since 1959 and we'll still growing. Wallace Sandals Truck Line. From 1959 to 2022, we'll still growing. How many years is that, Mr. Glenn? 63. Ricky, about this T680?
Got a nice digital dashboard, easy to read.
Man, Wallace Sandals Truck Line. We got competitive pay. We got Blue Cross Blue Shield. We can get you home, Wallace Sandals. Come drive for the best today. Wallace Sandals Truck Line.
At the Piggly Wiggly, we proudly support our local farmers and bring you the best they have to offer, all at cost plus 10%. When you shop local, you reinvest in your community. Remember, buy local, shop local. Piggly Wiggly, local since forever.
He's a very good quarterback.
Back to our show, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you by SARA, the Southeastern Alabama Rural Health Association, and of course we appreciate them being solid members of our commercial group. And want to mention also Piggly Wiggly on South Frontage Street, Piggly Wiggly on the bypass, and great place to buy groceries. I'm in and out of that place at least once or twice a week, and I love that grocery store. Okay.
Roy McIlroy won the golf tournament yesterday as well. So Roy McIlroy is playing his best golf right now. They won a tournament in South Carolina where it was played yesterday. Did you watch it now, Will?
No.
I want to hear some of y'all's response to some of these games. Army beat Louisiana Monroe 48-24.
Army's record's now 3-4. So
and Troy plays them too.
They're trying to get bowl eligible. Troy plays them not next week, but the next. They play them on the 12th.
All right. Now, also remember this: Army and Troy play in 2 weeks, and that ought to be a sellout. In fact,
Troy's got an off week this week, and then they don't play until the 5th.
All right, I don't know what's going on up there. Houston beat.
We got some echo going on.
Houston beat Navy 38-20.
Point game is what time?
I want to say probably the afternoon. I'm not sure though. I don't know, but I was thinking it would probably be the afternoon, but I could be wrong. I would love for it to be at night.
The game of the weekend was Texas choking against Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State beat Texas 41-34. Now Texas and Steve Sarkisian have lost 3 games. I tell you what, he better finish strong or he'll end up getting fired.
Because Maryland beat Northwestern. Rutgers beat Indiana this week. And then, of course, Clemson eked out a 27-21 win over Syracuse. How good is Clemson? What do you think about them?
Well, their quarterback, DJ Umbalumale, or whatever his name is, played absolutely horrible, and they benched him.
And played a pure freshman.
Freshman quarterback for Spark. But Dabo said after the game that DJ is going to be their starting quarterback going forward, but he is not a great quarterback. I see somebody beating him before the season's over.
And then, of course, the other kid was a pure freshman now. If he doesn't, all right, listen to this. Now, if he doesn't play in but 4 games, he can still be redshirted. Is that right?
That's right.
So they might want to redshirt him if they can.
I will say, though, Syracuse is pretty good. They're a lot better. They're undefeated going into the game, but, they had every chance to win that game, and he actually threw a late interception. Did you watch that game, Will?
Yeah, Syracuse had 7 possessions the second half. Yes,
A lot of people think Syracuse should have won the game.
Oh, yeah, out of 7 possessions, guess how many first downs they made the second?
I don't know, 5?
0.
Oh, man, in the second half.
Syracuse got very lucky. Clemson fumbled. The quarterback fumbled at about the 2-yard line. Syracuse picked it up, went 98 yards for a touchdown.
Oh, boy, yeah.
And then he threw another interception. I tell you what, they got a running back named Shipley at Clemson. Ran for 180 yards. He's a good player.
He reminds everybody of the running back at Carolina, Mike. Well, he's not there at Carolina anymore, though.
He looks like McCaffrey. Yeah. McCaffrey's now with San Francisco.
Yeah. Did he play? Did he play in the other night? Other day?
He played yesterday. He had 62 yards. Chiefs absolutely killed him though in the second half.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you this.
That Mahomes. I don't know what happened to him in the playoffs last year when they were playing the Bengals and they got up 24-3. But man, he's still probably the best quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah, I don't know. The kid at Buffalo is pretty good.
Yeah, Allen's a great quarterback too. That Mahomes, man, he can really throw the ball.
Yeah. Well, let me mention a team to you, and both of y'all are going to say, well, what are we doing talking about this much? Duke, 45, Miami, 21. Duke has got a heck of a coach, Mike. And he is.
Yeah, Mike Elko. He was defensive coordinator at A&M. First time ever being a head coach.
Well, I tell you what, he's got them playing real well. Duke.
How bad is Miami, though? Miami is awful under football.
Yeah, that's right. Georgia Southern beat Old Dominion of the Sun Belt 28-23. Jackson State, let's see. Jackson State.
Did y'all know where College Game Day is going this weekend, Will?
Yeah, I bet to Jackson State. What do you think?
They're going to Jackson. They're going to the Jackson State Southern game. They're going to be in Jackson, Mississippi, College Game Day.
They will, and of course, and it's all about.
Imagine the exposure that is for Jackson State.
Yeah, I know it. Huge.
Game day there.
Jackson State will be playing who? Southern.
Southern, yeah.
It'll be a good game. It'll be a real good halftime show. I'll tell you that.
You know, Deion Sanders got to get one of these job openings. Charlotte just came open too.
Well, Jackson State 7-0.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying Atlanta. You got the Atlanta job. You got Georgia Tech open. You got the Charlotte job open. You got the Charlotte market. I mean, those are both cities, big-time cities, that would probably be a great spot for Dion to land.
Yeah.
Michael, they play at the old Memorial Coliseum there in Jackson, and they sell out every.
Oh yeah, it's a big.
Yeah, it holds 55,000.
It's where Alabama and Auburn always played. Mississippi State and Ole Miss or Mississippi State, they always played in Jackson. Okay, let's look at a couple of more right here. LSU won over Ole Miss 45-20. LSU is playing as good as they played in a long time.
Yeah, the quarterback that transferred from Arizona State is finally playing, really good football. Jalen Daniels, I got it, can throw for a couple 100 yards, run for another 100 yards. He's a very elusive runner.
And a team that might very high on Liberty beat BYU 41-14, just wore them out.
With their fourth-string quarterback, they beat BYU, who was favored by 8. Liberty possibly has an outside chance of being, in a New Year's Six bowl game.
Yeah.
They're one of the best teams ranked-wise in the non-Power 5, but Hugh Freeze has got to get a big-time job. I mean, the guy is a big-time coach.
Yeah. Louisiana.
What do you think about Freeze? Do you think that, there's like a show cause or something where he just can't coach in the SEC? The commissioner's just not going to allow it?
No, there's no show cause against him.
Yeah. But I tell you what, like you said,
One of those things, Auburn's got to be looking at Freeze seriously if Harsin doesn't work out.
Okay, Louisiana Lafayette 38, Arkansas State 18. Now, the Louisiana Lafayette is the team we.
Lafayette's won 3 in a row. They're playing really good.
Of course, we play them in. Let's see.
Not this weekend, but next weekend.
Yeah, when we play Army.
You play Lafayette on the 5th, Army on the 12th, La Monroe on the 19th, and then you finish the year on the road at Arkansas State.
Okay, so we play Arkansas State next week.
Troy's got 4 games left. They're 6-2. If they beat Lafayette at Lafayette, they got a great chance to play in the conference championship game.
All right, and then when do we play Army? 2 weeks.
You play Army on the 12th. That game doesn't matter in the conference.
Okay, I know, yeah. Okay, I want to mention a few other games to you. Marshall ended up beating James Madison 26-12. So Marshall is not as bad as we thought they were.
Yeah, Marshall's now won a couple games in a row as well. So they're playing good.
You know who's got one? This doesn't mean anything to anybody but me. Rice is beat Louisiana Tech 42-41 in overtime. Can you believe that? And some other games, Sanford beat East Tennessee State 55-45, and South Carolina beat Texas A&M 30-24. And
A&M got an onside kick at the end and had 2 chances.
I saw that.
God couldn't even get it to the end zone.
Oh, you're right. The quarterback.
What the heck is that? God cannot even throw the ball to the end zone.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you this. Old Jimbo has lost a lot of his savvy. I know that.
Yeah, here's a wrap-up yesterday from the NFL scores. Started on Thursday night. You had the Cardinals beat the Saints 42-34. Joe Burrow throws for over 400 yards yesterday, and the Bengals are red hot. Beat the Falcons 35-17. Dak Prescott came back to lead the Cowboys to a 24-6 win over the Lions. Derrick Henry rushed for over 100 yards yesterday. The Titans beat the Colts 19-10. The Washington Commanders have now won 2 in a row. They beat the Packers 23-21 yesterday. Shocking game here. The Carolina Panthers have only won 1 game. They go and beat Tampa Bay 21-3.
I know, that was crazy.
That was a game that was expected. The Giants are 6-1 under Daniel Jones at quarterback.
I know it.
Giants beat Jaguars 23-17. Ravens held on to beat the Browns 23-20. The Jets are 4-2 or 5-2, beat the Broncos 16-9. Raiders beat the Texans 38-20. Josh Jacobs has rushed for over 140 yards. 3 straight games for the Raiders, the former great running back from Alabama. Seahawks are shocking the world. Seahawks got a winning record after trading Russell Wilson. They beat Chargers at the Chargers 37-23. And then the Chiefs blew out the 49ers in the second half 44-23. And then we mentioned last night, Tua Tagovailoa came back at quarterback for the Dolphins, threw for 260 yards and a touchdown, and they beat the Steelers 16-10 last night.
Yeah. Can you believe an that Notre Dame lost at UNLV 44-21?
No, they blew out UNLV.
I know what I'm saying. They did, but they played at UNLV, didn't they?
I don't know if they played at UNLV. They played UNLV, and then they played BYU in Vegas this year too.
Yeah. Of course, Ohio State won 54-10 over Iowa, and Iowa can't score.
Well, what's your opinion? What's your opinion on the NFL this year? There's a lot of teams that have not played well over the last few years, playing really well this year.
Notre Dame, I'm gonna say Notre Dame is our only hope to get to Clemson. That's the only hope.
They say what?
Notre Dame only on Clemson to get to Mike.
Oh, to beat Clemson?
Yeah. They're playing at Notre Dame 2 weeks.
I don't know, man. Notre Dame's really bad this year.
Well, I know, but that's the only chance Clemson's got to lose. They're going to be 25-point favorites against everybody else.
Yeah, they've lost 3 games.
Yeah.
Mike, you were looking for our Air Force score. Boise State beat Air Force 19-14.
Yeah, Air Force is not playing that well. And Boise's turning around this year. They're 5-2.
And we've been talking about Texas Tech 40-48, West Virginia 10. That right there is embarrassing for Coach Brown.
Yeah, that's not competitive, which is not a good sign.
And of course, somebody's got to beat TCU, Mike. They came back and beat Kansas State 38-28, and they lost their quarterback. Kansas State lost their quarterback, who played at Nebraska.
Yeah, Adrian Martinez. Yeah, you're right. Well, I mean, Clemson's schedule is a joke. They got at Notre Dame on the 5th, so they got an off week to get ready for it.
All right.
Then Louisville at home, Miami at home, and then South Carolina at home to finish. They'll go undefeated.
So what's going to happen with the playoffs? Will they even have a chance?
Yeah, they'll be ACC representative, ACC champion.
So they would be one of the 4?
Oh, no doubt.
All right. So TCU.
I mean, ACC is so watered down, though. There's really no good team.
Yeah.
I mean, other than Wake Forest.
Yeah, but
I mean, Notre Dame's the only chance that they could get beat. Because I mean, I don't see South Carolina beating Clemson at Clemson.
Yeah. Well, what do you think about TCU being undefeated? What will happen to them?
Well, I mean, TCU's played so many teams close. I mean, eventually they'll probably get beat by somebody, but I mean, they found a way to win.
Well, all right, tell me who are some teams that can beat TCU? Somebody's got to beat TCU.
Well, I don't know what their schedule looks like. We'll have to pull it up real quick.
And I reckon somebody's got to beat Oklahoma State, don't they? Are they still undefeated?
TCU's only beat Oklahoma State.
All right, okay, I got you.
TCU beat Oklahoma State last weekend.
All right, okay. All right.
So TCU will play at West Virginia this weekend. Texas Tech's pretty good. They'll host Texas Tech after that, and then they'll have Texas at Texas. TCU at Texas. That might be your loss.
Yeah. But so you
Marquesian's got to find a way to win a big game, and then they're at Baylor. Baylor's not awful, and then Iowa State at home.
Yeah.
So they got a pretty tough schedule left. At West Virginia, host Texas Tech, at Texas, at Waco, at Iowa State. So they got some teams to play.
Mike, LSU playing in Baton Rouge. Is that right?
Alabama LSU game. I don't know what the time is. Let me see if I can find the time.
I mean, is that in Baton? Yeah, find out if it's that night or not.
Yeah, it's in Baton Rouge.
And they play at night or not? Excuse me.
TV has not been determined yet.
All right, that would be huge.
Which is big for me because I think I got a dang wine festival that day. During I hope to God they don't play at 2:30.
Let me go out and say this.
I hope they play at 9.
Let me tell you, and this is not saying I wanted this to happen.
LSU's not good enough to beat Alabama.
LSU will beat Alabama, Mike. You can count on it.
This LSU team's just not.
Remember this, Mike. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Hold me, Tiger. Hold me, Tiger.
LSU's about a year away. They're just not there yet.
Mike, I don't know. This team is physical. You got to be physical to beat Alabama, and this team is physical.
Alabama should beat LSU by 2 touchdowns.
All right.
All
right. I tell you what. Please don't bet on it. Please don't.
I'll say this: if Alabama defensively, they brought in Eli Rick, the former LSU All-American. He started against Mississippi State. I think he knocked down. I think he had 5 pass deflections at least.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a big, tall corner, long arms. I mean, I don't know how in the world he hasn't been playing all year. But if he plays any way like he did against Mississippi State the rest of the year, I mean, that's going to be huge for Alabama's secondary. And then Alabama had 4 starting defensive linemen didn't play against Mississippi State. Still look good defensively. So I think maybe this is a good sign moving forward. Having some new blood in there on defense. And then offensively, I've got to just think they just knew the game was over against Mississippi State and kind of just shut it down.
Yeah. Mike, there's going to be a good one in the pros tonight on TV. It's New England going up against the.
Yeah, they're saying Mac Jones is going to play.
I know, that's what I was wondering.
A line against Chicago has gone up from 6 to 8.5. Mac Jones is supposed to be back from the injury, but Bailey Zappi,
the
kid from Western Kentucky, has been lighting it up.
It really has, yeah.
I don't know what New England does if Mac Jones doesn't play. New England might win big anyway.
Yeah, no question about it. But
I'll tell you one thing about pro football, though. I mean, teams are never out of a pro football game. You watched that Miami Dolphins game against the Steelers last night. You would have thought the Dolphins would have scored 28 points the way they were moving the ball. And then they just kicked field goals, chip-shot field goals.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, the Steelers got a great chance to win the game at the very end.
Oh, yeah.
Those pro games, man, they're hard to figure.
Yeah. Of course, we're brought to you by Southeast Alabama Gas, and, of course, we appreciate Greg and all those folks down in Andalusia where their home headquarters are, and just numerous stores all over Southeast Alabama, and we appreciate them very much. Also, Sisters Restaurant.
I think the main thing we need to be talking about is how proud we are of the Troy Trojans. I mean, 6-2, unbelievable first-year coaching job by Coach Summerall and the staff. I mean, if you'd have told me right now Troy'd be 6-2, I would have given you a lot of money.
Yeah.
We have a chance to actually play in the conference championship game.
Yeah.
I mean, a really good chance.
You're right.
They gotta find a quarterback.
Yeah.
I know that's hard to believe you can be 6-2, but I still do not know who the quarterback is at Troy.
Yeah, I know it. But we got a great list of teams to watch this weekend. Kentucky's playing at Tennessee. Ole Miss is playing at Texas A&M.
Tennessee, too much for Kentucky. Kentucky can't score enough points to beat Tennessee.
And Arkansas at Auburn. USC Southern Cal at Arizona, Michigan State at Michigan, like we said, Florida at Georgia, to give Baylor at Texas Tech, UAB at Florida Atlantic, Oklahoma State at Kansas State, and Oregon Bo goes to California to play Cal, and Wake Forest is at Louisville.
No, I feel so bad for Bo Nix's family. Surely they're able to make it to these games, but man, the travel that they're going through to leave Phoenix City to go out to Eugene, Oregon, it's got to be awful.
I might try to get a call. I know him, and I might try to get a call into him and ask him that one quick question. How do you do it?
All right, man. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Okay, and we appreciate Mike Amos calling in, and Will Matthews, and then, of course, Quinn, the head football coach at at Charles Simpson High School. And we appreciate all of you watching our show. We'll be back bright and early tomorrow morning at these same channels. Have a good